Right. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Dr. James Ong, and once again, we have gone past 1 week like so fast. And today we have a very, very special guest. And let me give a proper introduction to our guest, who definitely needs, a proper introduction because of his credential. Just a moment. Let me just get my things in order. Okay. Right. So here we have a special guest by the name of Mr. John Scevola, nicknamed by his friends as the Quantum Guy, has researched and practiced quantum scalar energy, frequency, and wellness modalities for over 40 years. For the last 3 years, he exclusively trained over 5,000 frequency medicine practitioners how to program custom remote quantum frequency specific vibration programs. He is also published author of 3 motivational law of attraction books, and John lives with his wife, Dr. Misty, a homeopathic doctor in Portland, Oregon, United States. Now, apart from that, well, let me just show you, okay? Because I did my own research on John, and this is what I found out, and I want to share it with you. I went straight to Amazon, right? And from here, you can read all about John and what he has done over the years, and also see quite a number of books that he has published. Okay, so maybe it may interest you after watching this live stream and buy some of his stuff. Right. So without much further ado, can we welcome all the way from the United States, Mr. John Scevola. Hi, John. How are you today? You have to unmute. Yes. Can you unmute?
Do that.
Okay.
Well, thank you for welcoming me.
Well, good to have you. And well, I think the very first question that I have to ask you is someone with your extensive knowledge of quantum energy, scalar energy, and teaching people on this topic. What attracted you to iTeraCare? If I may ask you this as a as a beginning question. So can you tell us? I mean, first of all, who introduced you to iTeraCare? I think that's probably, it comes before that.
The fellow who introduced me, Ricky Brandino,
Right.
from Miami, Florida, was my sponsor. And Ricky has known me for a number of years with the previous company, energy types of products and so forth. And he knew I was very involved with quantum topics and programming and all that. And so when I looked into the iTeraCare, I thought, oh my goodness, it's so inexpensive, so easy to use, and such fast results. It sounds too good to be true. But boy, if this thing does what they said it could do with quantum scalar involved, I could market the heck out of this thing, right? So, but I got to try it for myself. So I ordered one and had miraculous experiences with it. And my homeopathic wife was skeptical at first, and then she saw what was happening with me. She started trying it and started having wonderful experiences and started using it on her patients. And it's just grown over. I've been involved with it for maybe 5 months now. It's just grown in terms of health, wealth. I'm much happier now. When you get healthier, wealthier, you get happier.
Well, I can feel that. I can feel that vibration, John. You're pretty relaxed and content, yeah, where you are.
But the quantum scalar part caught my attention because I know how profoundly wonderful that is if you really understand how that works and what it's all about.
Yeah, tell us more about the application.
Well, it's an interesting area because it's one of the core technologies of the iTeraCare. And yet very few people really know what it is, how it works, how to get its most benefits. And Most people tend to think, well, it's an extra bonus. I don't know how it works, but it must be nice and good for me. So, but because they're having such wonderful, extraordinary experiences with the terahertz and the optical quartz technology. However, today we're going to take a leap, a quantum leap with iTeraCare, because when you understand what this is all about, you're going to realize you're in a 5-speed car and you've only been in first gear. Okay.
Wow. Tell us about it. Tell us how to get into overdrive.
So we want to try to make this somewhat demystifying what this concept is and simple for people to understand. And a while back, Leonardo da Vinci once said, learn how to see, realize that everything connects to everything else. And there's a concept called quantum scalar field, okay? And it's called by a lot of different names. Scalar energy field, quantum field, unifying field, 0-point energy field, source field, morphogenetic field, information field, the matrix. And it's actually the force in Star Wars. It's defined as an energy field that connects everything in the universe. And I like to use a little scientific analogy to understand how this is not something mystical and woo-woo or whatever. It's actually very real. You know, if you took a block of ice, it's composed of H2O, right? Certain amount of hydrogen, certain amount of oxygen atoms, and they're vibrating at a certain rate, and so you have ice. You have a solid block of ice. But if you heat that ice, what you're doing is you're speeding up the vibration of those atoms, and they speed up, and all of a sudden, what's a solid item turns into water. Same H2O, same atoms, they're just vibrating at a higher rate. If you continue to heat that water, the same elements, the same atoms are vibrating at a much higher rate, and now they turn into gas and become invisible. So here's something very solid and something invisible. It's the same atoms just vibrating at a different rate. And everything in this universe, our bodies, everything in this universe here, physical, vibrates at a different rate, has frequencies, everything's energy. We all talk about that. But there are other states of reality that exist here and now, but at higher vibratory rates. We experience that in dreams, in meditation, sometimes in prayer. And you experience this when you come up with some type of a device that can tap into that quantum field, that energy field that connects everything. And that energy field is where all the great inventions come from, the great art, okay? The creativity, when maybe you wake up in the morning and you come up with a great idea, that came from the information field in your dreams. Now, what most people don't realize is we have a device here that when you flip that switch on, you create a quantum field. And it's extraordinary how they've captured this in a device like this, but it's also extraordinary what happens. And what most people don't realize is quantum energy doesn't flow in a linear fashion like the terahertz waves do, or frequencies, they go in, in a certain linear direction. Quantum energy field is a sphere that comes out from your device. And I'm going to show you a little background here to kind of demonstrate this. Okay, so when you flip on this switch, you create a quantum field immediately all around you, okay? So Dr. James, you haven't seen this background. I think it's pretty cool.
No, I haven't. I'm looking at it, yeah.
Right, so I'm liking the idea of this blue field, because we know that the blue light comes out and helps us direct terahertz waves, right? But what I want people to start realizing is that you've created a quantum field around yourself, and kind of maybe imagine it so like this, like a blue field that surrounds you. And there's some very cool things that happen with quantum energy fields, all right? First of all, this is tapping into what I'm calling the internet, not the internet, but the internet. And the internet that we know about in the world here is like a tiny little pea, maybe not even that big, a grain of sand compared to the internet, the energy that combines everything. And Joe Dispenza once said that the internet, the quantum field is one big database, right? Well, that's the mother of all databases right there, because everything else we know about, creativity, everything is pulled from that one big database of the internet. And you flip on the switch and you have access to this field right immediately. You're surrounded by this field. And the first thing to know about quantum fields is that its very nature is to boost whatever comes in contact with to its highest potential. So when you're in this field, it's boosting everything that makes up you to its highest potential. And we don't realize it, but you're basking in, it's like being at a spa, where you're just basking in a hot tub and the eucalyptus mist is coming down on you, but you don't realize that's going on when you flip on the switch. You're not just wanting yourself, you're basking in this quantum field that's uplifting you all the way down into your emotions, your mental body, your subconscious, all right?
Yeah,
that's going on.
There's a lot that you have shared here. That's really pretty heavy stuff, to an absolute beginner in the field of energy. But if I can just highlight a few things that you have just said, which are very important, is that when you blow the frequency, of terahertz onto your body, you basically can change a lot of things, not just your health, but also your financial, your everything. And that's where, you talk about the law of attraction, right? So basically what this thing does is not just blow on 10 inches from your body or 6 inches or whatever, right? Because the field is much bigger, right? The blue thing, right? It's
Right.
much bigger. And essentially what you're saying, John, is that it can change your life, isn't it?
Well, that's the second cool thing about that.
Yeah.
If you even get into that part, you're just being uplifted. Everything about you is being uplifted by this energy field. But the field is a carrier field, a carrier wave, okay? And it can carry vibrational information. Now that gets very interesting because you can make what I call quantum water. And I have a little device here where if you put something in between the iTeraCare and your water, it could be gems, could be crystals, it could be supplements, it could be homeopathic remedies. The waves will pick up the vibrations of that material and inform your water with that. Now that gets very interesting because when you start experimenting, what you can do with that. But what's really profound here is this information field will respond to your intention, and we don't realize that we're missing out a huge opportunity to accelerate the law of attraction with this. So instead of winding yourself and thinking, oh, I hope this works. I hope this works. I spent $350. Oh my God, I hope this works. Right? That's kind of self-defeating there. The universe is listening. When you flip the switch on here, you create a quantum field and the universe is listening. And there's one of the most powerful ways to deal with this with law of attraction is a strong statement of intention, clear, a strong feeling, and a strong statement of gratitude. So if you have some discomfort here or whatever, you might go, my discomfort is gone. Yes, thank you. My discomfort is gone. Yes, thank you. My discomfort is gone. Yes, thank you. Say that 15 times while you're wanting yourself, and you're going to be amazed how much faster your results are going to be, because now your intention is working in harmony with the terahertz, everything about it. It's all fully integrated. However, this is not just a health device. This is a wealth device. Now, go get some coffee or whatever if you don't care about making any more money with this thing, all right? However, If you're interested in bringing more abundance to your life, wind yourself and be saying something that I tried when I first got this device, and my income dramatically increased. Okay. So in 5 months now, I'm making a 6-figure income with iTeraCare, and it's growing. And it all started with me going, I'm a magnet for money. Yes, thank you. I'm a magnet for money. Yes, thank you. I'm a magnet for money. Yes, thank you. Next day, my income doubled, and it's been exponentially growing. Don't do this. It's at your own risk, because you're going to make a lot of money and a lot of abundance in your life. So don't do that if you're afraid of that. All right. So what about I am loved? I am loved. Yes, thank you. I am loved. Yes, thank you. How about I'm happy, healthy, and wealthy? Yes. The possibilities of your affirmations that you are putting out into the universe, and then the law of attraction brings it to your life, is amazing possibilities. All I'm saying is, when you flip the switch on this, you create a field that will respond to your intentions. It also will, it's a carrier wave. So if you got a dog that's sitting 3-4 feet away, with your attention on the dog, you create what's called quantum entanglement with that dog. And you can wand the dog from 3-4 feet away. He could be in the next room. And because of that quantum entanglement, the quantum scalar waves will pick up the vibrational frequencies of the terahertz and your thoughts and whatever, and carry that right into the dog in the next room.
Yeah, John,
That has lots of interesting possibilities.
if I may just explain in my own simplistic way, and you tell me if that's the right explanation. Everything is energy, and energy is everything, right? So when you talk about intention, that's a form of energy, all right? When you talk about love and sending, like the dog, in the case of the dog, and you love your dog, right? So you're sending the intention and the healing and the vibration, because we are all energy, including the dog, right? The recipient. So you can actually do magnificent stuff. So when you talk about wealth, and when you put intention of magnet attracting, people and sales and whatever, so you're putting intention, that's energy as well. So what the iTeraCare device, which does when it blows the terahertz frequency, is essentially it enhances, and it just makes it happen, because your frequency in your environment, your body and everything just gets raised. Is that how you would, is that correct?
Well, these are natural functions that people do, but this device bridges the physical to the spiritual and those inner worlds into that information field, and speeds it up. I've been working with and studying, working with, teaching law of attraction concepts for decades, and with a lot of success. But I'm just telling you, flip that switch on, it's amazing how this speeds up. It boosts your intention and what you're trying to accomplish. And so every morning now I'm thinking, whoa, what else can I use this for, right? Maybe I want to be on a show with Dr. James Ong. I'm on a show with Dr. James Ong. Yes, thank you. I'm on a show, and look what happened. Here we are.
It's amazing.
So now the next step with this, though, is don't just be thinking that necessarily and charging your water with those affirmations. If you speak it out loud, your voice carries power and frequencies and frequency signatures, and this quantum field will pick that up. It'll be even stronger. So if you're going, my headache is gone. Yes, thank you. Say it out loud. My headache is gone. Yes, thank you. Ever since I started to doing this with this thing, it doubled how fast I was experiencing stuff. And it doesn't have to be just the classic. It works with the premium, it works with the pro, whatever all these iTeraCare devices create this quantum field. And so ever since I started bringing this information out, I have people contacting me and going, yeah, I'm not just wanting my water anymore and leave it go for 10, 15 minutes and walking away and cooking breakfast. I'm standing there and I'm imprinting into that water whatever I need, wealth, whatever. And now what happens is that water will retain that love vibrations. It'll retain the wealth vibrations. And guess what? You drink that and your body is what's flowing through your body. All right. Not just terahertz charged water, but wealth is flowing through your body. Love is flowing through your body. That has lots of interesting possibilities, right?
Dr. Masaru Emoto comes to mind when you talk about water and you talk about vibration, because the late Dr. Masaru Emoto, what he said, and he also published a book which became a New York Times bestseller, right? And it's pretty amazing what he did with the crystals, where he said good stuff and the crystals looked wonderful. And another thing that he went on further to do was he had 3 containers with rice, and one he said, I love you. The other one is like, I hate you kind of thing every day. And the other one he was totally indifferent to. And within a month, the one that he said, I love you, still fragrant, still good, still, and the other 2 just went bad. So these are real stuff that people can do for experiment. And I have a friend recently who did the experiment and found the same result. So yeah, there's so much in the vibration. There's so much in the water and also in everything else that we are not aware of, probably. And that once we apply it in a proper way, it can enhance our lives in many different ways, not only the health, but also the wealth, better relationship, quality of life, everything, right? And it all comes from intention, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell us more. And, I would like to ask you, if I may, what about remote healing? Anything you would like to say about remote healing?
How much time do we have here?
Don't worry about the time.
There are lots of people listening to this are going, yes, this is what I want to hear about.
Yeah.
Again, this device boosts the ability to do that. Remember, I said the dog could be in the next room. The dog could be on the other side of the planet. And quantum entanglement, that's something I didn't really talk about, is what's amazing about quantum energy is nothing stops it. Okay, it goes through metal, wood, concrete. Nothing can stop it. It just goes out. All right. And it doesn't dissipate as it goes out. And it carries that. And the quantum entanglement is instantaneous. So you could look at, and I know this is going to sound a little far-fetched for some people, but you literally could look at it. You could actually wind the person's picture and act as a conduit for the quantum waves, and they'll touch that person. They could be in Japan and they get it instantly. And I've been experimenting with this for years, and especially with the iTeraCare most recently, because I've had lots of people that have been working with me over the last couple of years, and they wanted to experiment. They kept saying, John, please bring this out. And so we've been experimenting with the iTeraCare and doing this, and they instantly, on the other side of the country, felt the feeling of the quantum waves and the intention instantly. And animals feel it instantly. My wife works with animals regularly doing this kind of stuff. And it's not a placebo with the animal.
No. John.
The owner will go, look at that. As soon as she starts doing it, the animal perks up and go, whoa, what's going on here? I'm feeling good. Right?
John, I did some research that was last year, and pertaining to quantum entanglement. Actually, it was from the twin photon experiment. All right, if I may explain. The twin photon experiment was done by scientists, and it was in the late 1990s. And what they did was they split up the photon into 2. And one, they sent it 7 kilometers north. The other one, they sent 7 kilometers south. And what they did was they manipulated one of the photon. And when they manipulated one of the photon with the rate of spin, the other one was affected instantly. And this is something that Einstein would not agree on, because Einstein does not believe that anything can travel at the speed of light. So with quantum entanglement, is you touch this moves, right? So that was way back in the late 1990s. And then in the 21st century, when the China satellite was sent up there only a few years ago, so the Chinese scientists did an experiment. This time, they shot the photon from the outer space, 300 miles above, the atmosphere, right? And they sent it to a laboratory in China, and they sent it to another one, 750 miles apart. So this is like taking it to a different level. They raised the bar. And guess what? The quantum entanglement worked exactly the same way. So it's not, well, to demystify and to make it more scientific so that it's not a cuckoo thing, that's what quantum entanglement does. And that's why I believe in it.
Yeah. Well, there are lots of people that want to help others. And the only thing I would say with that is be careful, make sure that the person wants that help. You don't necessarily try to fix somebody who doesn't want to be fixed, unless they're in your care. That creates all sorts of interesting issues there. But there are lots of people that would love to know that this is it possible. Here we have a device, flip that switch on, and you're surrounded in this healing, boosting, uplifting field of energy called the quantum field, and speak into it, because the universe is listening and will respond. And this is a, like I said, a law of attraction accelerator, manifestation. You're going to really scratch your head realizing that this is real. And I wish I had this years ago, but now we have it today in today's world. So it's not just the terahertz, it's the 3 technologies, and this is one of the superpowers of this device. So I'm really glad that I've had the opportunity to kind of share this with people.
Yeah. Well, John, I mean, I know to some of you who are listening to this for the first time, but those of you who have been involved or into energy, you would know, and you would love this particular live stream, right? The discussion that we had. But those of you who are completely new, well, welcome to the world of energy. It's mind-boggling, really. And when I first got involved in it, I was like totally skeptical, you can say. And then I took a deep dive into the scientific world of researching. And what I found out is that up there in the universe is 95% dark matter and dark energy that we don't even know. So science only knows 5%. And there's so much out there that we don't know in the world of energy. So energy can come in different forms, can come in particles, can come in wave, and there's also antimatter that we don't understand, and it's still there because everything is in the opposites. You have north, you have south, you have white, you have darkness. So everything is in opposite. So you have matter and you have antimatter. So, so what I'm saying is that science is only as good as when you are talking about it, because not too long ago, they thought that the sun was the center of the universe, and they got that wrong, right? And many times it has been changed. So maybe we know so little, and what John had to tell us is something new to you, but it's just because maybe science has not caught up really. But again, there's the twin photon experiment, there's the double slit experiment, there's so many. So you just have to string it all together, right, John?
Yes, thank you.
So thank you so much, John. I think that's it for now. I think that's about good for now. And well, hopefully one of these days, I'll invite you and your wife, whom I had the pleasure to meet just a short while ago, to the show, because she is really knowledgeable as well in this field and in this area. And I think people just need to know. So thank you, John, for being with us. And continue with the good stuff that you're doing, helping the world, helping people, helping humanity. And I'm sure many people out there will benefit from your teaching. And if they apply it with the intention, with the love, with the everything that you've just said, they can be on overdrive, right? Not just on first gear, right? And that's what you want. So
right.
thank you. And thank you everyone for watching today. And please share this, all right? And subscribe to our YouTube and, share the video after it has been, saved so that more people will get to know about this technology and this amazing device that can really transform the world. Thank you so much for watching our live stream. Bye.
Medical disclaimers. iTera Classic and iTera Pro are not medical devices. The information provided on our website is for educational purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult a medical professional or healthcare provider if you are seeking medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Prife International shall not be liable for risks or issues associated with using or acting upon the information on our website. Prife International shall not be liable or responsible for the actions, misrepresentations, or negligence of our members who are independent contractors.